Gain toughness equal to half your shield's block. Sure. Alright, operative. Force reality. Advice and guidance. Gives allies bonuses to weapon and ballistic skill when they're buffed by her. And she does have a couple of buffs she can pass around. What else we got? Fatebringer. Allies under the effect of at least one psychic power gain more armor pen. Aftershock? It'll be fun. Alright. Argenta. Let's see. Camaraderie. Cover efficiency. Rack and ruin. Rapid reload. Let's get rapid reload. That'll be useful later. Let's see. Demolition or awareness. Let's get demolition. Alright. Eyes. Increase range of officer abilities by 3. Let's go ahead and do that. Commerce or persuasion. Let's do awareness. She got 3 eyes. Let's make him more aware. Pascal. Let's see, offensive pattern recognition. Reactive stunning. Let's see, I'm not big into 40k lore to know what other classes could even exist, but whether or not, I just hope we keep getting more maps and weapons every 2 to 4 months. Yeah. This is the part I have the most problem with, all these stats. I have no idea what's good or worth taking. Did you learn everything in game? I learned everything in game, because there is a lot. The tooltips are good, though. So, like, let's say reactive study, right? I can right-click on it. If an enemy affected by an exploit, okay, what's an exploit? And I can open that. If the operative hits a target with an exploit stack, the attack will do more damage. The damage is also increased by 10% for each exploit on the target. The attack will then remove all exploits. Okay, so it's a stacking debuff that makes the next hit really hard. So the tooltips are pretty good. But yeah, they were very generous with their options, for sure. Let's get the infinitely stacking plasma and melta damage, as long as you keep shooting. The first attack in combat with plasma, melta, or power weapon does additional 5 damage, then 2 after. Plus skill with plasma and melta. Alright, Sword Lady. See, she has really high demolition right now. Let's see, Crimson Tide. Looking for anything related to her double blades thing, or staying alive in the front line. 10% bonus dodge. There we go. That'll help her stay alive, hopefully. Quick save. Yoink.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Wolfie says, when will your plushie send out to Belgium? The plushie page has not changed since it first went up. They are planning to all ship on August 8th, which I know is a long wait, and I wish it was sooner, but that's how long they said it would take to make everything. I think it might be in line behind some others or something like that. Yeah, August 8th is the ship date. I've already inquired with Guild Wars 2 about making more, based on Guild Wars 2 characters. The temple door does not budge. It may be blocked by rubble on the other side. But been waiting on them to respond for a long time.
The madness.
Operation successful.
Yoink. The shuttle must be what crashed into the building and destroyed part of the street. There are traces of a recent battle everywhere, including bodies and planetary guard uniforms.
I've read about this.
The soldiers' bodies in the general aftermath of the battle suggest that the attackers knew the squad. The young man sighs. The remains of my squad. Once we put down the rebellion, they'll be given the last honors they deserve as soldiers fallen in a righteous battle. This battlefield looks highly suspicious. Half of your comrades never even had the chance to draw their weapons, and the direction of the shots as well. The attackers knew exactly what path the group would take and how large it would be. The enemy is smart and cunning. Perhaps they were watching us. I must report this to the governor. Aim your weapon at the private. Too many parts of your story fail to add up. I'm beginning to wonder if you are a traitor. I swear, your lordship, I may have gotten a few things mixed up from inexperience, and that's why they don't add up. Please, let's walk to the governor's command center. I must carry out my orders. Once we get there, you can have the intelligence run a check on me if you wish. I'm a loyal soldier, that's the truth. Do not believe him, Lord Captain. Pale green is seeping from his every word, and I know this color of deceit well. I once mistook Felix's words, so humble and full of sweetness, for sincerity. In truth, they were poison. Fine, let's keep walking. Of course, your lordship. Please, let's make a move. The sooner we get there, the better. I mean, if he does attack, I'll, you know, shoot him then.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
Hold on, there's a bomb here.
Duty prevails.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Errant rubbish lies scattered between seats covered in stone dust, old programs, faded tickets, and food scraps of unknown origin. Please, follow me. You've arrived at your destination, and now you will die for Aurora and the final dawn. I'm shocked.
Oh, another annoyance.
You dare cross the faithful?
You've been ambushed. Oh, because I'm ambushed, I can't choose where people start.
What suits me?
Ow.
From the I will rise.
Alright.
Trust me. Killing brings me no pleasure. I bring mercy and retribution. Come.
That is the first guy to survive Blade Dance that I've seen so far.
As honor ordained. Killing brings me no pleasure.
Well, she just killed 4 of them.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Out of my way.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Open your eye in that direction, please.
I am a silent race, at least.
And that is why you do not piss off the navigator.
Oh, how intriguing. A wicked thought.
I can't reach that guy with taunt.
To act.
I can do that.
Will do. On it. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Explorers know one route. Forward. The Messiah
Act as guns. They're worse now.
Soul shall become like fire.
Mm.
Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands, I act. Each strike is a prayer. Doubt is for the weak.
I think the only remaining dudes are down there.
Dance of blades and shadows.
Oh wait, there's like a... How do I... I'm trying to interact with it. There's like a trap here, but...
If I may. Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Let's see.
Will do. Anything else? What is this foreboding?
She can't reach them this round.
advancing. Hold on.
From every loss, twisted
Oh.
wonders emerge.
Okay.
Just as I was taught,
Oh, there we go. She got it. Okay.
I am your blade and shield.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
What if? Let's
All right,
see.
taunted that guy.
Was that you? Or
Wasn't there another one? Hang on. Oh, he's out. He's over there.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. Running binary override. Let's make it quick.
On it, maggot.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Man, we need to get her some more movement if possible.
If only that were possible. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Schemes within schemes. A new note in discordant melody. Fate claims
All right, that one's
another
done.
Cover me.
No line of sight there.
Will do.
We'll just skip Pascal for time.
Death comes in silence.
There we go. Have you ever played Henry Stickmin? And if not, why haven't you? My son is familiar with it. He's mentioned it from time to time. I know I've seen him or heard him talk about watching it before, but no, I have not played it. Private Camille Regius. The wounded young man looks at you spitefully and hisses. Your victory means nothing. Aurora will come for you, and even if she doesn't, no one will escape the final dawn. Updating data catalog. The characteristic tendency of the planetary defense forces of Rykeb Menoras to run into ambushes is not a consequence of chance or negligence. It can only be explained to some twisted variation of combat tactics. This phenomenon is depressing. So you are a traitor. You led your convoy into an ambush, didn't you? Haha, no. Your entire convoy's gone. I took that whining pup Camille's uniform. 6 months with the governor underling taught me their ways. I had no trouble posing as one of them. I had to make sure you scum didn't decide to turn around and fly home instead of walking straight into the ambush. The young man rasps and spits bloody foam. Don't let it go to your head that you took us down. My comrades are many and they are coming for you. And if they are not, anyway, you'll see for yourself. Who is Aurora? What is the final dawn? A spark of madness flashes through the young man's eyes. Aurora is the hidden truth. No one is worthy of seeing her face. But those who are loyal to her will stand by her side at the hour of the final dawn that will consume all. They will, but not you. You are an enemy of Aurora, so you will be vanquished. Finish the wounded man. Death to heretics and traitors. I do not fear death at the hands of filthy dogs mired in their own lies. Take my soul, Aurora. Oh, I had to run all the way back to him. That was a long walk. Dude, he was on fire? Oh my gosh.
Curiosity.
Maybe just let him burn.
Sings in my veins.
Alright, do we have... Let me go over to Pascal here. So he's got a laser gun right now. So he needs a Melta or a plasma weapon. I don't know if we have one. Did just find a flazer. A flazer? I combined flamer and laser. A flazer. Okay.
What lies beyond?
Where's the Yours 2 teaser? What's up, Barry? It's on Instagram and Twitter and Blue Sky.
I see what others do not.
But do you remember the momentum mechanic? Each character has a limit break move of sorts.
The Emperor
Yes,
favors
I
me
just
today.
have hardly had to use it. Attention is ordered by the planet's lawful governor to prevent recurring rebellions. All planetary guard patrols are to be doubled. All conspirators and instigators will be harshly punished. Yeah, there's also the desperate measures thing. Numerous pumps, compressors, and other machines are thrumming away on the lower levels of the Great Bridge.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Success is measured in blood, yours and your enemies. Okay. I think we got all the loot from the ambushers. Argenta has head trauma. Because she got knocked out during the fight. The mobile charging stations chatter and crackle. The piercing sound is easily distinguishable, even in the turmoil.
What an amusing attempt at
Hello.
defiance.
Show them no mercy.
No. Alright.
I'll do it.
Uh-oh. It lived.
Let's get to it. Here we go.
Another stick to my collection.
Ow.
Trust me. Come. The other side awaits. I bring mercy and retribution. As honor ordains, killing brings me no pleasure.
Are you sure? You're really good at it.
Out of my way.
Request approved. My vow is to serve. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
downfall. Let's see.
Taunt him.
Come. The other side awaits.
They who discern the future own the battlefield. But of course, as the none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
As left death is a
Spin!
blessing.
Dude, Blade Dance is so freaking strong.
The voices behind the door are cackling to the beat of all this commotion. Down? Yes. There's something down below.
So, like, we're at a point in the game where most of the characters can only do one attack per turn. But our Blade Dancer can, when you use her ability, she hits randomly 3 times around her, which is insanely strong for this early in the game.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Heretical armor. Mars pattern chainsword. Looks like a new specialization. Agreed. Yeah, the icon behind it looked like that. Oh, shoot. I gotta check for butt bots. Hang on. You guys can watch this. Alright. So, refresh my YouTube channel. Alright. Comments. Okay. Oh, are we go? Dude, oh my god, there's already so many. Oh, here we go. Very interesting and informative video. Thank you for your attention to detail. That sounds like a bot. I can't be certain though. Butt bots? Yeah, so basically every time I upload a video, there will be like maybe 2 comments from new accounts, and their profile picture will be either a back butt or a front butt. Like bikini women and stuff like that. And it'll have a comment like this, like, how do you do it? And I ban like 2 a day, and then those 2 new ones the next day. And like what they're hoping for is that you click on their profile picture and you go to their thing, and then there will be some link there somewhere, and it will basically like be either a virus or a keylogger, but they use the butt to get you. They use the butt to get you. What's this? From your vantage point, it does not seem like this lavish mansion has been damaged by explosions, but you cannot enter. Something is blocking the entrance from the inside. A powerful explosion destroyed a large part of the bridge, both above and below. Could someone still be alive down there? Go down. What's the explanation that she is added to the party this early? Wait, who, Charmon? Oh, the assassin lady? Okay, so the explanation is that the ship, our ship that has tens of thousands of people on it, there was always, or for a very long time, her people were crew on the ship. What was it called? The Blood Web or something like that? And Theodora, our predecessor, allowed them to be there because at a point in the past, they defended the ship against, demons and stuff like that. There was a point in time that they were in the warp and the ship was at risk of being overrun, and the Web, which was her cult, came out and they fought and bled and died to keep the ship safe. So Theodora allows them to stay. So they pledged loyalty to you, and that's part of the DLC that I haven't seen yet.
In this tapestry of a world,
rebels, soldiers, and ordinary workers, everyone perished under the rubble of the ruined Virgin buildings. By the way, Mike, the DLC quest lasts the whole main quest, so may want to start doing it. Oh, really? I thought it'd just be like a little side thing. Good to know. Thank you. Maybe next time I'm at the ship, I'll do it.
What curiosity
Whoa.
unveils itself before
Okay,
me?
there's a trap there. Coronis Expanse. Location, streets in the vicinity of the Rykad Menorah starport. Report based on oral accounts and picked recordings added to the archives of House von Valancius by the order of Seneschal Wersarian. I like how they use a dead guy's head to hold the book open so they can read. Alright. On his journey across the world, caught in the throes of a heretical insurgency, the Lord Captain accidentally witnessed an unholy rite that transpired in one of the maintenance rooms of the aqueduct. This abandoned nook turned out to be a heretics' gathering place for performing their grim and profane acts. The large group of rebels stood frozen in patient anticipation, all staring into the center of the room. No one moved. Only the murmur of hushed voices echoed against the metal walls. The Lord Captain ran a cursory glance over the room, assessing the situation. The rebels were unremarkable in appearance. They were dressed in shabby clothes of abject rabble, spoke in coarse voices, and had repulsive faces. But what caught the Lord Captain's attention was the look of strange, almost sinister anticipation in their eyes. There was no gathering of loud blasphemers or bored idlers. Only occasionally would they exchange brief, unintelligible remarks. As they stood in a frozen circle, their gazes turned toward the hulking structure in the center of the room. Bulky power transformers, cogitators, crates, and voxcasters took up most of the space. Against their background, the structure in the center stood out oddly. An enormous lens mounted on a stand. It caught the thin sunbeams that made their way through slits in the ceiling and crossed the half-lit room. Lore warp 100% chance. The rogue trader surveyed the peculiar structure with great attention. The enormous mounted lens was doubtlessly imbued with the power of the archenemy, inimical to all that is noble and virtuous in the universe. Anyone caught in the corrupted light it emits will face horrifying consequences. Mousing over archenemy here, a malign metaphysical force composed of psychic energy that exists in an alternate dimension known as the warp. Let's see. Ethereal says, I played till chapter 2 when the game launched and left it there. Do you reckon now's a good time to hop back in, potentially restarting the campaign? Part of me wants to, but part of me wants to wait for the next DLC since I'm not sure I could spare time for more than one playthrough. I mean, it's a great game. I played it once at launch, which was like a 100-hour playthrough, and then now I'm playing it again now that 2 DLCs have come out. If you only have time for one playthrough, one option that comes to mind is you could just play through the game and make like a save file in each of the acts. And then when the next DLC comes out, you could just reload to, you know, the act related to that DLC, and then you could just enjoy that DLC without having to do a whole additional playthrough. That's one thing you could do. That's something I might do, actually, now that I think about it. Awareness. The captain peered into the darkness enveloping the room. Although barely visible behind the closed ranks of the insurgents, the rusted barrels with evidently flammable contents had not escaped the Lord Captain's keen eye. One good shot at those barrels would decimate the number of heretics on Rykad Menorah. The enormous mounted lens was doubtlessly imbued with the power of the archenemy and... Okay, it's just repeating that text. The Lord Captain patiently observed, and what happened next? As if commanded by a grim unseen force, the insurgents fell silent at once, and in single movement parted. A thick, sticky silence filled the room. The heretics' gazes were turned toward a metal structure with a lens on top of it, standing tall in the middle of a circle of melting candles, piles of books, and unholy symbols drawn on the floor. The structure flashed as a single sunray illuminated it. Continue. A sound of bare feet broke the sinister silence as a man emerged from the deep shadows. Reeling, he entered the circle and collapsed on his knees in front of the enormous lens. Not a second had passed before many rebels' hands gripped the fallen man's shoulders and hair. Remember, comrade, the last sunray you behold will be yours only, shared with no one else, your holy final dawn. Bellowed a lone heretic's voice amid the silent crowd. By the doing of someone's hands, the lens had turned, and its focused ray feasted on the prisoner's eyes. The blind man's harrowing scream shook the very walls of the place. Consumed by the rite, the rebels had not yet noticed the stranger in their midst. The Lord Captain braced himself and... suddenly faltered, as if something had stopped him. Dark shadows danced in the Lord Captain's glazed eyes. Ghosts of the past that had risen at